giving them a proper reorientation. When women are empowered, they become agents of change.
Their increasing number is a growing concern that no responsible society can ignore. In social scientific framing, they go by the name the vulnerable, reflecting their standing in the social order. Sadly, this huge bracket accommodates the poor, the physically challenged, the afflicted, and the left behind in society. Available data on the poor in Africa paints a population hovering around 460 million in 2022. Whether on poor access to economic opportunities, gender and sexual violence, disruption in education, or gender discrimination and reproductive health challenges, women and girls top the chart of this weak clan. To help change the situation, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 1 to 6 captured this concern as part of Global Social Reformation Plan.
Yeah, when you lose your husband, it takes the grace of God too. And if children loses parents, it takes the grace of God too for survival. And all of that, especially when you have one form of disability or the other. So that was why the inequality goal was given prominence also. So that it's only when all of us are strong that there will be peace.
And defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So,
from the moment it came on board on May 29, 2023, the Tinubu administration demonstrated an inclination towards the downtrodden.
Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
Yet Nigeria was like a floundering ship when the new administration came on board. Therefore, all the hands on deck were mobilized to save the ship.
You're welcome, ma. You're welcome, ma. Welcome to your office.
Deadline June 5, 2023. Enters Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and her cavalry. Like an Amazon, she strode in, exuding an aura of hope, empathy, and compassion. Her desire and passion to defend the vulnerable strengthen her unwavering gaze towards a future of assurance, succor, and positive action. In June 2023, she announced the floating of her pet project, Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI, after the maiden meeting of the governing board of the life-changing program. There, her determined gaze gave way to a mother's frown, describing the plight of the vulnerable as quite worrisome.
It's quite worrisome. If we say we are not concerned as mothers, we'll be joking. And we are planning to target a lot of areas, which includes agriculture, includes education, includes economic empowerment, health, and also the social investment.
To effectively deliver on her Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI, the First Lady rolled up the sleeves and forged on with concrete collaborations towards building an enduring coalition centered on relevant stakeholders at the national and sub-national levels. In quick succession, Senator Oluremi Tinubu successfully engaged with wives of state governors, female legislators, wives of security chiefs and National Council for Women Societies and other women groups. This is Nana Berry Orphanage in New Kari suburb, Nasarawa State, on the fringes of Abuja, the federal capital. This facility is where about 160 homeless children call home. They are all under the care of Aisha Kwalmi, the founder and matron of the home. The charity she embraced in 2012 after leaving her job as Chief Route Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps, to first establish a free school for orphans in 2013 and 5 years later an orphanage, which turned out to be a much more burdensome endeavor.
It has not been easy. Things were very, very, very difficult. I struggled to pay school fees for those in other schools. I struggled to pay staff teaching them in our own school here. I struggled to pay staff working in the home. Then I take care of their feeding, their hospital bills. I've had several instances where I had to go to farm. I even joined the workers to work in the farm myself, just to make sure that we get food for the children. Especially during COVID, it was terrible.
But when it was least expected, renewed hope arrives. August 5, 2023 was a remarkable day at Nana Berry Orphanage. Aisha Kwalmi and patients of Nana Berry recall a Saturday with a difference. The day the facility took delivery of tons of food items and toiletries donated by Renewed Hope Initiative under its social investment program.
Salt, rice, beans, everything that will be nourishing to their body. I present it to you on her behalf. And like I said before, this will not be the last time they are going to see us.
Mommy has helped us. I don't have to go around and be crying and be begging for food for children. We eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner with that straight for the first time in our lives. I've been able to pay staff. I take care of those in schools with their school fees. All of those little struggles I used to suffer up and down. I used to tell people, I say now Nigeria has found a mother.
As they brought that food, our method of cooking just changed. If you look at some of these children, look at their picture then before she came, and now you will know that something is going on. Even the children, the babies, the little babies, if you look at them now, you will know that yes, because they were not looking better, but now they are looking more better.
This milk of kindness by the First Lady also overflowed at a Christmas luncheon at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa, Abuja.
A president's wife will bring us to her environment to eat food with her. Who are we? It takes a person that have heart, a person that understands a mother love. She's a mother. And it's something that even till today, when you ask any of this child, they can never forget about it. And one thing I want to say is that if you are a leader, you need to put something that people will always talk about it.
Look at where we are living. You've seen the deplorable conditions under which we are living. In her kind heart, God touched her heart through Renewed Hope Initiative, through her social investment. She has decided to give us a befitting home. Orphans, us like this, who are us.
The home they have wasn't theirs. They rented. So we met her and she was telling me the landlord said he wanted to evict them. So as we speak, we got a land for them in Nasarawa. The governor of Nasarawa State came to give me the survey of the land and the CFO addressed to Nana Berry. So an SDG is going to be built in their home.
The First Lady instituted the ICT Women Empowerment Program on August 21, 2023 in collaboration with NIDDA, where some 46 young women drawn from the FCT and environs became the first set of beneficiaries. After 5 days of rigorous training in information and communication technology with starter packs, the beneficiaries stake their claim in the digital space.
My name is Promise Ozioma Wehi. I am a makeup artist and also the founder of the Ella's Perfect Touch Makeup Studios. And this is a very, very good opportunity for me because I know I'm going to improve more in my business. And the fact that I train other young women, and not just young women, young men too, who actually have passion in the art of makeup, I know I'm going to impact what I've learned here to them.
So the content focuses on 3 key areas: digital marketing, content creation, and productivity tools. So we designed this program so that it can help women that are doing petty business to use technology to expand their reach.
As a follow-up, there is currently renewed hope across the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation with the launch of ICT community centers in Oyo, Akwa Ibom, Jigawa, Niger, Ebonyi, and Bauchi states. On a bright, sunny day, the First Lady, Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, inaugurated the Bauchi Center on March 12, 2024.
I commissioned this ICT center. Justice Zainab Bukachua Center, ICT Center, for the benefit of our children and women and generation unborn.
The ceremony was significant towards the economic empowerment of women in the Northeast.
We have developed a manual for them on how to operate the centers. So now we are collaborating with the Renewed Hope Initiative to ensure that they recruit and do more training. So, but the training we are going to do now, that what will set the pace for them, because we'll train at least 10 women in each state. So that will be, they will be utilizing those centers to train more.
A similar event took place in Owerri, the Imo State capital, for the benefit of women and youth in southeast Nigeria. This time in another focal area of our intervention, agriculture. Such is the story of passion Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu is writing in the hearts of women via the Renewed Hope Initiative. The First Lady, in partnership with National Agricultural Land Development Agency, NALDA, is helping to boost the nation's agribusiness with targeted incentives to women through the Women Agricultural Support Program, WASP.
They went on with poultry cages, things for farming, fish farming, and any type of farming. Some people even went with a day-old sheep and fish, you know. And the feedback has been amazing. It's been very successful. It's still the talk of town. It happened in February, but it's still the talk of town now, till now. And the First Lady has also said that each state should get 100 young farmers 75 female farmers, and 25 male farmers in each state for another empowerment with the Ministry of Agriculture.
Some, like those in the animal husbandry, wants to buy goats, pigs. You know, if they have 500,000, they can buy more goats. So, but we are not picking women who don't have farms already. They have their land, you know, they have an existing farming business, but not thriving. So the money is to inject some, some finances into whatever they are doing. So it's just to help whatever they are doing to pick up. And those are in the fishery, those are in the poultry. NALDA was able to assist in that. You know, these are things available from government that people are not assessing. That is one of the things that is sad, that is so sad.
Many of Nigeria's young are benefiting from Mrs. Tinubu's uncommon attention to education, which led to the setting up of a national scholarship program to renew the hope of indigent students across the country. Ofoma Ifeanyichukwu's wish to study medicine and surgery is quite an expensive undertaking and a huge financial burden for a bright but indigent student. Thanks to the First Lady's initiative, Ifeanyichukwu is now an RHI scholar, fulfilling his ambition at the Premier University of Nigeria, Nsukka.
I've been thinking about how will I go about university, how will I pay for my living, the cost of living, how will I be able to pay for the books that I'll get to study in the university. But with this scholarship, it's an aid for me and my parents.
The scholarship have reduced the half of the money I'm supposed to spend on my son. So I appreciate God.
Giving a child 1 million will pay for accommodation and also pay for their upkeep. So right now we have 43 of our beneficiaries, and there are some girls who were kidnapped that were released and they were brought to me. I told them that we'll be giving them scholarship as well. So we're going to be contacting them and see if we've given them the 1 million and the laptop already. So the next academic year, when they will be given another million, we'll reach out to them if they are still interested. So maybe every 2 years we'll just replace their laptop, but it's still a 4-year program. And not only that, AUDA NEPAD offered us 200 scholarships. So we're also partnering with other people, credible organizations. And there is also a friend of ours from Belarus, through the Belarusian government, giving 20 of our youth scholarship to study in Belarus.
However, the intervention that best captures the First Lady's desire to employ education as a tool for women empowerment is the reintroduction of alternative high school for girls, this time as a national program.
It's a special school that has a room for creche. When you have a baby, you've disappointed the family getting pregnant while in high school, nobody's going to want to encourage you to go back to school because it's very difficult to even educate the girl child to start with. These are some of the most brilliant students I had there while teaching. And I kept wondering, despite I was young, not married then, thinking that what would happen to these girls. The sad thing was they called it second chance school. Oh, I said, how do you want me to put that on my resume? Second chance, I attended second chance high school. No.
Apart from Lagos and Bauchi states, plans are afoot to establish this special school in all the states, starting with Osun, where a groundbreaking ceremony was performed by the First Lady.
It's a program that has a strategic value, and I think that UBEC is committed to make sure that we can expand it, get it across to other states. But she also has the commitment and the energy to lead the process, to discuss with governors, because it's not just establishing school, but also the ability to manage the schools.
With joy in the light, we welcome you to stay. With smile on your face, with love in your heart, with joy in the light, we welcome you to stay.
Furthermore, the Renewed Hope initiative is extending interventions across large students' population in the country through provision of free exercise books.
The exercise books have been left an orphan. It means if a parent cannot afford the money, do not have the money to buy these exercise books for their own children, the children will have nothing to write on or write with. It requires somebody who knows the system very well, isn't it? Understands, the going-ons within the basic education, isn't it? Subsector, to realize, no, we need to find a way in which we can support the system with exercise books.
Do you take drugs late? Do you eat your food late in the night?
No.
The stage became bigger and the objective broader when RHI launched its elder support scheme for senior citizens aged 60 and above across the country. Under the scheme, 250 beneficiaries per state got 100,000 naira each as economic support grant.
And which we are going to do yearly, hopefully by the grace of God. The next December we'll do that because it was very successful, because we did it simultaneously all over the states.
God, I'm happy. If I tell you that I'm not happy, I am the most.
60-year-old Grace Ogechi Uyeme has a story to tell. It is a tale of sheer resilience following the death of her husband, Uyeme, in active service as Nigeria's attaché to South Africa in 2009.
When we came to Abuja, I said, God, show me what I will do to train my children before they will pay me. And God helped me open my eyes. I saw myself taking care of so many children. And that's what I started doing in Abuja, in Abacha Barrack.
33-year-old Antonia Autumn is in the same boat with Grace.
This support will go a long way in my business. I used to push my foodstuff business to a higher level.
We have like 3 different programs designed under the social investment program, and the food outreach is one of the program with the recapitalization of the people living with disability, giving them a small token for them to recapitalize their businesses, and so also the aged, that's the elderly program. So far, I would say the response that we are getting is truly heartwarming. It's truly heartwarming, and it is something that I truly, if possible, for the other government appointees to emulate what the First Lady is doing.
In addition to all its schemes, the Renewed Hope initiative also intervenes in special cases. Moved by the plight of women and children affected by violent crises that left about 500 families homeless, the First Lady visited Jos, the Plateau State capital, where on behalf of the RHI, she presented a check of 500 million naira to the state governor, Caleb Mutfuang, for distribution to aid the victims' resettlement effort.
3 orphans that their father was killed, and I brought them to my house. With this gift, I will be able to settle their school fees and other things.
As Senator Oluremi Tinubu's RHI prepares to impact more Nigerians with new interventions like Every Home a Garden, Unity Fabric Competition and Young Farmers Club, it is heartwarming to know that Renewed Hope is still on the nation's landscape.
It has to be about one superstar amongst all of them, and that superstar will be worth it.
The vision of Nigeria's best educated and best prepared First Lady is just starting to manifest, and in time, the mass number of the weak and the vulnerable in the land will plummet.
Youth, especially our children, we should start giving them a proper reorientation.